Hey folks, this is Rob with Cherry City Guns and Ammo, and today we're going to take a look at the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield EZ9. That is a mouthful. Stick around. Alright, let's start off with a quick safety check. You can see we got an empty magazine and we have an empty chamber. Alright, so since we dropped the magazine, let's take a look at this right here. If you look, you've got a little tab on each side that you can pull down like a lot of 22 magazines. I have never seen this on a centerfire gun, but man does it make loading easy. We're going to throw a little video up here in the corner. It should give you a little bit of an idea. You can see me in action actually loading it up. I love that feature. That is fantastic. And it comes with two of these, by the way. Now you can see the grip on here. These are Talon grips that we added. These are just the normal Talon grips. They cost about $20 and they're easy to apply. This has a good texture on it. It's not bad. I just really like the rubbery feel of the Talon grips, and I put Talon grips pretty much on most of my carry guns. Now this gun was bought for my wife. My wife has some shoulder issues, and the EZ version of this gun is pretty much for people like my wife that have those kind of issues, or maybe with issues with grip strength or things of that nature. And it really has to do with, number one, how easy it is to rack the slide. This literally takes about half the effort of a lot of guns. I have my SIG P320C right here. Yeah, I would honestly say, I wish there was a way I could measure this for you, but I would honestly say it was probably 50% of the SIG. And the SIG, it feels right on par with most of your typical centerfire semi-auto handguns. It's not particularly heavy. It feels pretty much like any other. This is just so easy to rack. Along with the actual weight to rack it, if you look from straight down, you can see how it flares out. This has the typical scalloped type texture on the back, like all the M&Ps do, which that alone, it gives you a lot of traction to get a hold of this, but then having that little flare out really makes it easy. Now, if you've seen any other M&P shields, this might look funny to you. There's a particular reason for this, and it's why the trigger on this is so good. And that is because this is actually a hammer-fired gun, whereas all your other M&Ps are all striker-fired guns. That was part of the EZ, is it just has a better trigger. And so this is for an added layer of protection. The striker-fired guns have so many things internally, all these other safeties internal, that make sure the trigger has to be depressed for the gun to go off. Whereas hammer-fired guns are kind of notorious for being easy to drop and have go off. Well, it's impossible for this hammer to drop unless this grip safety is compressed. This was something my wife was worried about because she does have some grip strength issues, but really if you're holding onto the gun strong enough to just keep a hold of it and not drop it, that's enough to push that down. It really doesn't take any effort at all. It's very, very easy. And I keep saying easy. There's a reason they called this gun the EZ. Everything about it is easy. It really fits. So yeah, you might think it's a striker-fired gun, but we'll pop it open and take a little look here. And you'll see right here, this is a hammer. And when I pull the trigger, the hammer pops up. So this is actually a hammer-fired gun, which is why, and it's not necessarily even about the weight of the trigger, it's how crisp it is. You know, you don't get a really super crisp trigger break on most of your standard striker fired guns like Glocks or the regular M&Ps. This is a very crisp trigger. You have a little bit of take up, you hit a wall, a little more pressure. There's a super slight amount of creep, but it feels really crisp. Your reset right there. It's tactile and audible. Very easy to find where the reset is at on the trigger. But yeah, it's a great trigger. And we got our trigger scale here. We'll show you what it's all about. This is going to be a little bit kind of awkward because I have to do the grip safety while I try to do the trigger pull scale here. But let's do this. That was right at 4.5 pounds, which isn't bad, but I've done this many times, and that's actually the heaviest it has ever been. Usually it's more in the range of about 4 pounds. There we got just a hair over 4 pounds. That was 4.5. It's funny, you press record on the camera and everything changes. That was just a hair over 4 pounds. That's still very good, and you probably really wouldn't want any lighter of a trigger for a carry gun. But like I said before, it's not about the weight. It's about how crisp it is and that it doesn't have that striker fire pistol feel. You know, it comes with an accessory rail, which is a nice feature if you want to add a light or a laser or anything like that. All your controls are very easy to get to. You can see that's the manual safety. This is a gun that you can get with or without the manual safety. If I bought this for me, I would buy it without. My wife plans on doing purse carry with this. She wanted a manual safety. And it's not bad. I just noticed when I take this to the range, because I have very large hands, that I need to actually put my thumb on top of it and ride the safety while I'm shooting, because it's happened a couple of other times. If I'm trying to have my grip here, I don't notice it, but I can accidentally bump it up and put it on safe, and I'm sitting there going, why won't the gun shoot? Why am I having an issue here? And it's just because, you know, probably like on recoil, my knuckle's up here right by it, and I bump it. Now the gun's unsafe. So I've learned to ride the safety while I'm shooting. Speaking of the safety, it is an ambidextrous safety, and you can switch the magazine release around to this side, so you can set it up easily for a left-handed shooter. But yeah, this is a great gun. I really enjoy it. It's got really nice 3-dot sights. It shoots, you know, quite accurately. You got your loaded chamber indicator right here on the top. If you got a round in there, that pops up. What more can I say about it? You know, this, if you're looking for a nice, small, lightweight, this really doesn't weigh much carry gun with a good trigger and a bunch of really nice features. Even if you don't need, you know, the easier racking feature or the, you know, the really nice magazines, you know, it's just nice. Even if you don't need them, they're nice features and they feel good. I'm a big, strong guy. I absolutely love shooting this. So, yeah, it's a great gun. You can't go wrong. The Smith & Wesson customer care is great. They take good care of their customers, and I have not heard any issues about these or any of the other M&P guns. So, if you're thinking about picking something up along these lines, this would not be a bad way to go. All right, some of my thoughts on the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield EZ 9mm is they need a shorter frickin' name. That's quite a mouthful to spit out there, but I really enjoy this gun. It's really great for anybody that has issues like my wife does, like, you know, shoulder issues, or if you have grip strength or anything along those lines, this would be the gun to go with, in my opinion. However, even for those of us that are able-bodied, it's a great gun. I really enjoy shooting this myself, and I've told my wife that I'm seriously considering picking one of these up for myself for times where I'm wearing less clothes, like in the summertime, and my big, thick, bulky Glock 29 is a little harder to conceal. This is nice and thin, and it's handy. It's an enjoyable shooting gun. It's got some great features. I would spend the extra money for myself to go with this one over the Shield, because even though I don't need those things that it was designed for, you know, people that have those maybe grip strength issues or things of that nature, it's got such a better trigger. You don't have that striker trigger. It's got an actual hammer trigger, and I think it's worth the extra money just for that feature. Everything else is a bonus, and I love the way the magazines load. You know, I've only ever loaded magazines like that for 22s, and here we've got one for 9mm. I think the rest of the gun industry should take a clue and start putting out more and more magazines that load the way this one does, because frankly, it just makes everything so much easier and quicker. So to sum up, I would easily, for what this is designed for, I would easily give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. If you're looking for a nice concealed carry gun and you have some issues, pick this up. If you don't have some issues, seriously consider picking this up. It really is a great little firearm. So thanks for watching the video. We've got a lot more content coming out soon. Keep an eye out, and if you haven't already, if you could like and subscribe, turn on your bell notifications so that when I do upload more videos, you see them. It would be greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot, folks. Have a good day.